margin of victory, a Grizzlies franchise record for points scored in a single game. 152-79, the Grizzlies with the victory here tonight as the clock ticks down.
Beating Oklahoma City, the record set on 92.9 ESPN Memphis. And some other games, the Bulls over the Knicks, 119-115. Toronto beats Milwaukee 97-93. Giannis Antetokounmpo, a late pregame scratch. On the ice in the NHL, Boston shuts out Nashville 2-0. Tampa Bay over St. Louis 4-2. Florida beats Buffalo 7-4. And Chicago with a 4-3 shootout win over the Capitals. And Rory McIlroy, Daniel Berger, Abraham Answer all share the lead at 66-6 under at the Hero World Challenge after one round.
Coming up Friday, we have the latest on MLB's first work stoppage in 26 years. We'll tell you how long it'll last, and we'll tell you what kind of an impact it'll have on you, the fan. That's Friday morning, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Honolulu brings you Call the Coach with Todd Graham, presented by Paxa, Coors Light, and Ruby Tuesday Hawaii.
Now, this is your football team.
Cordero wants to run it himself. He's heading to the end zone. Touchdown, Hawaii.
We'll be a program about winning championships.
And also brought to you by HGEA, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, and IBEW Local 1186. You can catch Call the Coach on the air on ESPN Honolulu's Facebook page or live from Ruby Tuesday, Moanalua. Now, alongside Coach Todd Graham, here's Bobby Curran.
Well, that's half right tonight. And thank you for coming. This is our final edition of Call the Coach. And with me right now, and Coach Graham will be arriving later, but we have Cody Cook, who's the strength and conditioning coach. I got to say, the way that Hawaii looked in Laramie at elevation, kudos to you, my friend. That was well done. That group looked well prepared.
Absolutely. I think we did a good job. I mean, we got there a little bit earlier than normal. Got there really early on Thursday, so we were able to have a Thursday practice there and a Friday practice there to really run around and kind of get our lungs right and our legs back underneath us. So I thought our kids did a really, really good job of preparing for that.
Had you, as a player, played at altitude, that kind of altitude ever?
Not that type of altitude, no. Honestly, just since being in the Mountain West has really been the place that I've been where you do play at altitude the most. I mean, being in the Conference USA at the time, playing at Tulsa, and there's never really any type of altitude or anything like that.
One of the things we know, and this is being reported by multiple sources, including Brett McMurphy from ESPN, any number of people are reporting that there's going to be a bowl opportunity for the University of Hawaii. I'm told that no one at UH is acknowledging that quite yet, that would probably be tomorrow if there's going to be an announcement. We know Memphis will be the opponent for whoever does play at the Ching Complex. But I just got to say, the way the last two games went, I just feel like for these seniors, there are people who say, well, 6 and 7, maybe they don't. I'm like, put that away, man. 38-14 in Laramie, they do deserve to be in a bowl game.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a big accomplishment, obviously, going there and not having won there in 30 years, I believe it was. So, I mean, that was a huge accomplishment. It was so good to see our guys and how excited they are after winning a game like that in the locker room. And I know that it's not things that everybody sees, but you really see how together and how close this team is in times like that.
This is going to be, as far as I'm concerned, an exciting thing. If it is indeed what most people are predicting, such as Brett McMurphy, that Memphis will be the opponent for the University of Hawaii, I think that's a great deal. They're going to be coming a long way to play here, but it's the kind of opponent Hawaii wouldn't see very often. To me, that's part of the fun of a bowl game.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I know Memphis has had really good teams in the past few years. I mean, I know that some of the coaches on that staff they've worked for Coach Graham as well. So I know that they're going to be very, very well prepared. If that's the opponent we get, then I mean, I hope that we'll show out for sure. I know that.
Well, there's a couple things that have happened, and I just think anybody who doesn't get this isn't paying attention to college sports. I would say it's even more epidemic right now in basketball than it is in football, but the transfer portal is just a part of life now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Everybody has to adjust to that.
Absolutely. It's a huge part of college athletics in general.
So now there's a couple of players who have already announced their intention I think if I have this right, Chevin Cordero, Day Hunter have recently entered the portal.
Yes, sir.
Which is, I suppose, I think for fans, I get this, that fans are disappointed.
Right.
Because these are guys that they've really come to enjoy watching. I just think it's the nature of college football, and there's no way that under the current rules and structure, you're going to be able to avoid this entirely.
Absolutely. I mean, I think you're always going to deal with those things. And, I mean, obviously we wish the best for those guys and want to help them out in any way that we can. I mean, those are great kids, and obviously it's just a part of college football and a part of life now.
Yeah, and I just think it's just getting everybody. I think coaches and assistants have gotten used to it faster than the general public has.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like you said, I mean, this has become more and more of a bigger thing, and it's just something that we're going to have to deal with, and obviously continue to grow as a team with the guys that we have, and continue to build on what we have.
Okay, what do you guys have? You already started in? I mean, because the announcement's not officially made yet. I don't know that would you even know anything yet about Memphis, or is that going to be in the next couple of days?
I think it'll be in the next couple of days when we know for sure what bowl game we're in and all of that. Obviously, we kind of shook the rust off a little bit today just with an hour practice with our guys and just preparation for a bowl game. So, I mean, it was good to get those guys back out there. I think they're excited, and we're looking forward to playing in one.
Well, I think this is very likely to be the first time these guys will see a really full Ching complex.
Right.
Because I just think if you can't get up for coming out to watch this team after what you saw the last 2 weeks, you don't have red blood in your veins.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we're starting to click and jive together, especially offensively, starting to go more tempo and doing those things that we want to do here. And I think that really paid off. I mean, you could see in the Wyoming game just their defensive line in general and how our guys handled things up front on both sides of the ball. I think we really kind of gassed them a little bit. And I think that, I mean, obviously that's a kudos to our guys and how they train and the mindset that they continue to bring every day.
If you had to guess watching those two teams compete last Saturday, you would have guessed that Hawaii was the team that lives at 7,200 feet. Wyoming was the newcomer.
Absolutely. And, I mean, again, it goes back to training. I mean, everything that we do goes back to training, and it's the mindset that they brought all summer. There's no challenge too big, too small, and I think that at the end of the day, the biggest thing is not making an excuse for anything. We went out there, and I thought we had two really good practices leading up into the game, and I think that showed and paid off for us.
I just thought that because Wyoming is known as a power running team, and they tried, and they tried, and they tried, and they got squadoosh.
Absolutely.
You know, it was so gratifying to watch that run game just shut down. And I as much as I think Levi Williams, their quarterback's a nice player, he's not known as a precision passer.
Right.
And I thought when you made them one-dimensional because they couldn't run it, I thought victory was basically in grasp.
Absolutely, and I think just the preparation part of it in general. I mean, the way our kids prepare, the way our coaches prepare. I mean, they're up there at all hours of the day and the night preparing and scheming and all those things. And I think that the preparation in general, obviously, and just part of the process of going into that game and handling it the way we did. Like I said, I really feel like we really owned them up front on both sides of the ball, and that's a kudos to our O-line and D-line, and that's part of the reason we brought Jonah and Ilm today.
Well, I thought those guys were terrific. They certainly have earned their spot at the table for tonight. No question about that. Let me just get to this. At what point during that game did you kind of think, okay, we probably have, if it continues like this, we got this? Was it in the first quarter?
I think in the first quarter, I mean, just seeing how we were clicking, I knew that I really had a good feeling that it was going to continue to go that way. Obviously, the Hail Mary at the end of the half was, I mean, obviously that sent us into halftime really juiced up and ready to come out and continue to try to put it on them.
You know, I was gratified on that play for a couple reasons. For any of the people that think, Chevin didn't have that great of an arm, that ball was 63 yards in the air.
Absolutely. I mean, he let it rip, and I think Jared made a great play on it. I mean,
that was my second thing, because Jared's had some, he had a fumble or two and a drop, and he'd always been just hands of steel. But that, I mean, almost that was like making amends for anything that had happened previously. He had his hands on that, and it wasn't coming out.
Absolutely. I mean, our guys made a ton of really contested catches all game, especially in that first half. So, I mean, again, it goes back to how they prepare. I mean, game day is just is an opportunity to really put on display what you've been working for and how we've been working. And last few weeks, again, I mean, just watching practice alone, we've really started to click together.
One of the things I wanted to ask you while we have you here, because now you guys, after the bowl game, will get very much into the training leading into the spring and then after the spring. And I know it's basically custom designed for each position group, each player. I mean, I'm just guessing that this would be true. It looks to me like there are guys you're really trying to put some quality weight on.
Absolutely.
And other guys you're thinking, actually, if we could get you down 30.
Yes.
I mean, it's different for every player, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, just for instance, I mean, Gene Pryor, I think, was a little bit heavy last year. He's cut back about 15, 20 pounds from where he was at last year, and he moves a lot better. He's more explosive. He's getting to the second level better. Obviously, I mean, there's a ton of thought and there's a ton of science that goes into making sure that every guy has their program tailored the right way to them for their position and the needs of that position.
When Gene Pryor had to get out and head around the end to lead on the opposite side, I mean, sometimes you watch him and you think that guy's got incredible feet for his size. He really does get it moving.
Oh, absolutely. We have incredible athletes up front. I mean, with Ilm, Cole is a ginormous athlete that can really move. All the guys, Micah Vanterpool, I think, has done an incredible job as well. But all those guys have really done a good job of, again, taking the training to heart. I mean, we talk about it all the time, and I want them to know the why behind why we're training the way we're training. And once they know that, they gravitate towards it, and it's all intent from there.
Everybody wants to have great facilities, but in my mind, what's as important as great facilities is having players who are prepared to take advantage and use what you have.
Absolutely. I mean, it's all about, what you have and how you use it. You know, you could have the fanciest things in the world, but if you're not using them the right way, then it's not going to pay off for you. But we have what we have, and obviously we're working to continue to build on that. Obviously, we want to continue to update our weight room and everything, but, I mean, our kids make the program. You know what I mean? We have barbells, we got bumpers, we can get done what we need to get done.
We want to invite you, if you have a question for Cody Cook, he's the strength and conditioning coach. He's actually an associate coach, which tells you how much of a priority for Todd Graham is getting these players in the kind of shape to be prepared to play at this level. You don't mind if anybody has a question, do you?
Oh, no, not at all.
Go ahead. You can give us one right now, 296-1420. Is that number? I just try to stop myself and let other people ask questions because I find it kind of fascinating. I mean, tell me a little, if you could, in just a handful of sentences here, how the strength and conditioning biz has changed over. I know it used to be just bench pressing. I mean, that was a lot of squats. It seems like it's way more comprehensive now. Tell me about those changes.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many aspects to it. I mean, we always tell our guys and tell our recruits, you didn't come here to be a power lifter. You didn't come here to be an Olympic lifter. Now, not to say that those movements don't play a part in our program, but my job is to put the better athletes on the field. So if I can give our coaches better athletes at their positions, then in turn, obviously with the teaching and the coaching and the technical part of football and the game of football, then they should be better prepared and more equipped to handle those.
Well, in terms of the speed-strength continuum, does that balance of what's more important vary position to position, I'm guessing?
Absolutely. I mean, speed is obviously, I think it's important for every position. I think that what kind of gets lost sometimes is how to coach speed. It seems boring in a way because you have to have a certain amount of rest to be able to produce the right amount of intensity for those speed sessions. But speed's important across the board. Obviously, our skill guys, as you kind of get away from the ball, speed's more important. Again, you're trying to either take away space or create space. Then our big guys up front, it is more important for them to be stronger, more powerful. So we spend more time in the weight room, whether it be through power clean, squatting, that type of thing.
Right. And so do you actually oversee the speed part of it out on either the track or the grass practice fields? How much are you working with that part of it?
Oh, I'm all in it. I mean, that's actually my favorite part is the speed work. They'll probably tell you that. I love the speed part of it. We tested all summer long. Every week we ran flying 10s to be able to measure their top end speed. I believe, again, if we can't measure what you're trying to improve upon, then you're just doing it to do it. So it gives me feedback. Obviously, it gives them feedback to be able to compete with each other, but it gives me feedback as a coach to see if I need to change things, move things around, and that type of thing.
Are guys competitive? I mean, either in the weight room or on the speed. How competitive is that? I mean, I know a lot of schools post. I mean, what was the best lifts, all of that? What about the speed thing? I mean, are you guys posting that kind of stuff too?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, every time that we get done with our speed sessions, we'll post in miles an hour how fast they ran based off their position group, and then we'll have a top 10 as well. And I was going through the numbers the other day, and I think throughout last summer we had 34 guys in our team run 21 mile an hour over. And again, you know, I can have the best plan in the world, but if they're not bringing it every day and they're not competing the way they compete, then it's not going to work. But they bring it, and that's a kudos to them and the way that they train.
And rewarding for you as well,
100%.
I would have to think.
Definitely makes me feel good as well.
We're going to take a quick time out. Cody, I thank you for coming up. I think this next segment we're going to have – it's going to be you, Coach? Okay, it's going to be Todd Graham is going to jump in with us. We try to work this around getting players meals here. Okay, they want the food, and I wouldn't get between them and the table. I'll tell you that right now. And, Cody, thank you so much. We're going to take a time out. Coach Graham will be up next. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cody Cook, who is the strength and conditioning coach at the University of Hawaii. All right, man, thank you. Good job, Cody.
Hi, this is Rick from Ruby Tuesday, Hawaii. Our team wishes you the happiest of holidays. Come in this month and get 15% off any local menu item ordered. If you haven't tried the sirloin steak stacker or Norman Simon, you're in for a huge treat. Wash it down with the Miller Coors Light for only $3.69 or get the award-winning Blue Moon for $4.69. Thanks, see you soon, and make every day a Ruby Tuesday.
Some people think of public workers as statistics, numbers, positions that are unnecessary. But public workers include police dispatchers, lifeguards, principals, and other school workers like safety and security specialists and educational assistants, public health nurses, and thousands more real people who play important roles that every community needs. So those public workers, we shouldn't take them for granted. They provide essential services that benefit us all. A message from HGEA.
Perfect. Oh, bleep, boo, boo, bleep.
Hey, honey, you pot with the Christmas lights?
Oh, baby, no worry. I get them all cherry synced up to the music that you like by Michael Bublé. Blah, blah, blah. Go check them, go.
Honey, I don't think you're supposed to plug them all into our power strip.
See, baby, I knew you was going to say that. So I'm one step ahead of you, and I went plug them into Jack's house outlet.
You plugged our lights into our neighbor's outlet? Please tell me you're kidding.
Absolutely not. How's that for resourceful? And yes, you can take me later, you know, with the Mrs. Santa suit and a cookies in a cookie jar and the ice cream and little bit brownies. Hey, wait, whoa, hey, what is that? The whole street stay black out now.
Honey, it's Jack.
And what he like? Hey, Melikaliki Maka, this is Uncle Bijo, and from all of us at the IBEW Local 1186, wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. Boo, ba-loop, bloop, blue, ba-boo, blee.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
PAXA is Hawaii's premier technology provider and systems integrator. They harness the power of bleeding-edge technologies to help local businesses realize their full potential. Their team delivers customized IT solutions that enable nearly 400 commercial, government, and nonprofit organizations across the state to maximize opportunities and pursue innovation. To learn more, visit their website at paxa.com. That's PACXA.com.
You're listening to Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu 92.7 FM and 1420 AM.
To Ruby Tuesdays Moanalua for this edition of Call the Coach, we had Cody Cook, who's the strength and conditioning associate head coach, and tells you how important Todd Graham considers that part of things. And now Coach Graham joins us. And, Coach, I'm glad you made it despite that traffic out there.
Yeah,
It's
big
crazy.
wreck today.
Oh, man.
But, no, I appreciate Cody filling in there for me. He did a great job.
Let me just get to this because you guys, and it was a little – I had to be a little disappointing because I thought you guys handled business as well as they could have in Laramie. It's the first time since 1991 a Hawaii team has won there.
Yeah, I was really proud.
It's a unicorn. That was a unicorn of a game.
Yeah, and obviously it's the best game we played in the year and a half or 2 years that I've been here, the 2 seasons. I guess last year was a half a year. That's the way I count it. But, no, I was very proud of our guys in every phase, offense, defense, kicking game, played extremely well. And even Coach Bowl after the game was very complimentary about our guys, and it was I was very, very proud of how we played in a very, very difficult place to get to and to play at. And so obviously that's why it's been so long since we won on the road up there. But very proud of our guys. It was to play our best game, the last game of the season, and knowing what we were playing for,
that there was a chance anyway.
Yep.
And it turned out to come to fruition because if you hadn't won that game, you'd be planning your off season.
Well, yeah, and it's been an emotional roller coaster, obviously, with lots of things. But, after the game, we thought we were kind of told before, we felt like going into the week if we won the game that we would be in a bowl.
Right.
Because of where everybody's at. And then we had there was 8 teams that had 5 wins that upset ranked opponents.
Yeah.
And LSU and it was Maryland and there's just one SMU, Tulsa. It was one right after another. And then pretty much after the game, we were told we didn't think we were going to get one. And then obviously we wind up being called today and told that we'll be for sure be in a bowl game.
Well,
so
which is just absolutely
excited for our seniors.
For me, I'm excited for your seniors too, and I kind of feel like with the last 2 games of the season, they played their way in.
They really well. You got to win 6 to be bowl eligible, and obviously we played 13 games, and so that was the key. If you don't win 6, you can't get in. And
right.
So I was very proud, and the way we won in the last 2 weeks, I think had an impact on us making it.
Let me get to this because I don't know. Wyoming is a very physical team. And Craig Bowl prides himself on having teams that are physical and that they want to get to the downhill run game. I have never seen a Wyoming team manhandled like that on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I was. We actually had a plan, defensively up front and offensively up front. I mean, you have hey, we're going to do this and we're going to do this and we're going to do this. Defensively, I never got to the second one. We just stayed with the first plan, and
wow.
and it was just dominant. Our guys dominated the line of scrimmage, and our guys, we've really improved dramatically. I think, and that's probably the biggest area we've improved is up front on both sides of the football. We continue to getting better there, and that's the key to being consistently good. And that's I felt really good obviously after that game because I think it was our best performance.
296-1420 is the number. Give us a ring. If you want to talk to Coach Graham, I think a lot of people want to express their optimism after that performance. I do want to get to something, and I talked with Cody about this a little bit. I just think people don't – it's funny how the coaches around the country have adjusted faster to things like NIL and the transfer portal. And you've just experienced a tough one with the transfer portal because you got 2 great kids, quality players in Chevin and Day that have decided they're going to try their hands somewhere else.
Yeah, and I would tell you, I'm heartbroken myself. I know I know our fans are heartbroken. Obviously, like I told Chevin, I wish him nothing but the very best. He was a great player for us. He gave us everything he had. He fought through injury. I just really tremendous respect for him. And at the end of the day, he felt like it was better for him there was a better opportunity for him. And it's heartbreaking and it's tough. But at the end of the day, I know that we did everything we could to show him the commitment, and he knew what the commitment we had from the top down to him. and we wish him nothing but the best. First-class young man, very, very. But it's heartbreaking, and I know, I understand. I mean, it was something that I wasn't. It wasn't something that I thought was going to happen, but those things happen sometimes. And at the end of the day, I want what's best for these young people. And when I talked to him, he talked to me about that. He felt like that he had prayed about it, and that's what he felt like the good Lord was leading him to do. And so, if that's the case, then obviously you got to support that. And I wish him nothing but the very best. It was an honor to coach him, and obviously, we losing Day, it's another kid that we actually recruited that we had a strong relationship with, and I think that, I'm not used to it. I can tell you,
right.
Other coaches might be used to the transfer portal. I'm not.
You're not. I got
you. Obviously, you have to. We've got, our challenges and things like that. But at the end of the day, I know that we're doing things the right way. I know that we work extremely hard. We're extremely demanding, and our guys are busting their tail to give us everything they got. And I'm very appreciative of our players, and I want the best for all of them. And I hope that works out for both those young men. But we're going to pick up, and we're going to go. We're focused right now on winning this bowl game and going and winning a bowl championship. These young men that are sitting right here, this is for our.
They're all in.
Our seniors today were really, they were fired up. Obviously, it's their get to play in their fourth bowl game in 4 years. So that's
that's saying something.
Not many people get to do that.
No,
and so
absolutely.
Again, it's a tough deal, the transfer portal deal, and that stuff. And it's I feel the pain of our fans. I feel it myself, and it's something that was heartbreaking to me. But on the same hand, we wish those young men nothing but the very best, and they get one chance to do this.
We got a guy. We have Dick on the line right now. Dick, go ahead. You're on with Coach Graham.
Hey, thank you so much. A great game there in Wyoming, Coach. Hey, I hope this isn't a stupid question, but are the players who entered the transfer portal, are they eligible to play in the bowl game? That's what I.
No. Once you enter the transfer portal, you're basically not on the roster.
That's what I was afraid you're going to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how it is.
Yeah. It's once they enter, that's how that works, and it's an unfortunate deal, but we got to pick up and go with the guys that we got, and I got a lot of faith and confidence in the guys that we got that they're going to go and play their hearts out on December 24th.
Well, I kind of think that there's an excellent chance, we're assuming, and according to Brett McMurphy from ESPN, that your guys will play at home, according to him. So that's the announcement we're all expecting tomorrow. And I kind of think, for example, I got one son in here having dinner, and one was here last week. This is the other guy. They both, and my wife, they haven't been to a game all year. They all want to come. So we're getting tickets. I'm wondering how common that is. I think a lot of people are going to say, yeah, it's 3 o'clock on Christmas Eve. Let's come down, watch a great Hawaii game, and then we'll go have our celebration later.
Yeah, I sure hope so for our seniors. And obviously, they just told us for sure we're in a bowl game. They haven't told us where, but I would, obviously that's what I would assume that logistically would be the be the best thing, and I sure hope so. And I know our guys are looking forward to that. And I know our seniors. Today, I talked to them about it because I always give them the information that I have, and so after the game, we got back to the hotel, and I told them that I didn't think that it was going to work out, and then I come back and say, well, maybe there's a chance, and then it's kind of been up and down. So we're very, very excited.
I think you guys have an angel because the fact that it was announced they're creating a new bowl. And I kind of see the hand of the retired Pete Durzis in this because he loves Hawaii, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's somehow involved in that creation of that.
Well, for however it worked out, I'm thankful it did. Big for our players.
It's just fabulous. Okay, got another phone call. This is going to be Travis on the line. Go ahead, Travis. You're on with Coach Graham.
Hey, how's it going? Everybody obviously wants to know about Chevin and sad about that. But my question is, Todd, you said Shager is one of the best quarterbacks you've ever seen. What we've seen this past year, do you still believe that? And, do you think he's going to be able to replace Chevin?
I do. I think what I said is that as a freshman, probably as any quarterback that I've recruited, and I've had some pretty good ones over the years, he is as talented as any young player I've had. And obviously, you could see that against Fresno State, and he let us still win in that game. I think they were like 18th in the country. That team was. But obviously, he's also 18 years old, and he got here in August, and he's learning. And I do think it's been a learning experience for him. And as when he won that game, obviously, I'm one of the, my commitment was to Chevin and to him being the starting quarterback. So when he got well, we put him back in there. And so I know Braden was very, very excited about the opportunity that he's going to have for this bowl game and to move forward. So we're very fortunate, I think, to have him because he's a very talented young man. He's young, but he's learning, and I think he has tremendous promise. And obviously we'll be working hard to recruit another quarterback.
Well, and obviously another part of the deal is Braden has to, every quarterback, I don't care who you are, if you're a freshman, you're expected to make a big leap. If you're working hard and you're well coached, you're going to get better.
Yeah. And he, for a young player to come in and to play on that level that he played against Fresno and I think the next week against New Mexico State, he's done. Obviously, didn't play well against Nevada. We turned the football over, and that's the big thing. And I think you learn. It's like I talk to coaches a lot. The only way you learn coaching is coaching. It's kind of like parenting. You learn by parenting. You don't learn by somebody telling you about it. But he has tremendous promise. He's excited, and we're very fortunate to have him. I'm excited about the future with him moving forward.
Well, this is, I think, really an interesting deal. He came from Dallas. That's a stomping ground you're familiar with. You've gotten a number of players. Obviously, you have good connections in Texas. Do you expect that sort of, cross the Pacific bond? Will you still recruit Texas reasonably heavily?
Yeah, I still think the key for us, no matter whether it's any place I've coached, I just believe I've always used the term a gas tank away.
Yeah.
The further you move away from here, the more mistakes you make. And yes, we can go do that. And I think going and getting a player of that caliber in Texas, I think is very difficult. And I think one of the reasons why we were able to do that is because of COVID. And because, obviously with the transfer portal and those things, a lot of the high school kids are not getting recruited like they were 2 years ago. So I don't think you can consistently do that, no. I think that we have to make our lifeblood has got to be here. It's got to be in the state of Hawaii. I think American Samoa, you look at the kids that we have success with, I think that's a big part of it. And then obviously regionally, California, I think Arizona, the closer Utah, those are places that we're going to have a lot more. And obviously, I've been able to go and get. You're going to be able to do that some, and where you're strong, where you have relationships like that. Where I obviously grew up in Texas, but you can't consistently do it. And I think especially with him. It was a head scratcher that we were able to do that, and I think if not for COVID, that probably wouldn't happen. So that's not something that's going to you can't consistently do that just geographically. It's very difficult.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong about this, but everything I've learned about Texas high school football, it's huge there. I've been down there when Hawaii's playing on a Saturday against TCU or SMU, and we're driving out to restaurants on Friday night, and it's the whole thing from 7 o'clock till 11 o'clock. Is high school football, the entire state. Right. It's just nuts. Here's the thing that I believe, and I wonder if you found this. I think the importance of high school football there is sort of mirrored by high school football here. Do you see that?
We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
I really believe that. I think that there's similar value systems too as well. When you look at the people in Texas and the values that they have, the same thing, very traditional valued, family valued people, and obviously high school football is way past important in both states. So that's something that I think that there is in common. But for us, recruiting wise, we've got to. That's why it's important. That we continue to, and we have to experience success because we need to be able to improve our ability to train and develop our players, and I think just like I've said before, like the thing with the stadium, all those things are very, very important because I think it impacts you locally more than anything. Because kids here know, what that commitment is and know what you have facility-wise and all that, and the ability to train and develop them. That's what they're looking for.
Coach, I'm getting a little behind, so I'll read this one text and then we're taking a break. This is from Katz. Great wins the last 2 games. Moving the offensive coordinator upstairs seems to have made a big difference. Did you feel that way? And if so, why not do so sooner?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I think we actually started the year off doing that.
Yeah.
And that's obviously how we've always done it. No matter where I was or who was, coordinating offensively, I think it really helps to be upstairs. And we just felt like, we were struggling with some communication things and things like that. And so, hindsight's 20/20. Wish we'd have kept it that other way. I do think that helped tremendously. The big thing for us is just not self-destructing. And if we'll take care of the football, we won't have negative plays and penalties. That's one of the things in that game too. I think we had 2 penalties.
Yes.
And that,
beautiful, by the way.
Not you don't beat yourself. That's that's the big thing, and that's what it really plagued us, is turning the football over. And obviously, I think injuries had a part to play in those things, but that's part of football. That's the way it is.
Coach, I'm going to have to take a quick timeout. We're going to be right back with more. We're at Ruby Tuesdays. This is Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu.
Rivals is Waikiki's ultimate sports bar and lounge. Come on in, football fans. Rivals has great food to go along with college and NFL games. Enjoy delicious breakfast burritos and breakfast pizzas. Doors open at 6 a.m. on Saturdays for college and 7 a.m. on Sundays for NFL. Parking is conveniently available in the Waikiki Malia by Outrigger. At night, Rivals is an excellent place to meet up with friends for a frosty cold beverage, some wings, and a slice. We'll see you at Rivals Sports Bar and Lounge in the Waikiki Malia by Outrigger.
Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua.
Hi, this is Eddie. I'm the lead lumber for Hardware Hawaii, Kailua. I like helping customers find what they need. It's not like another stranger just shopping here. My customers are like my friends, and then I just help them out, and I feel good. And it just makes my day. We're out here in the lumberyard ready to serve you.
Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua.
Spectrum Business is proud to support small businesses with the best internet and phone services at the best value. But we want to do more. So now, for a limited time, get 1 month of services for free. That's right, 1 month on us. Get 200 megabit per second internet and business phone, and even TV, all free for 1 month, plus free installation. Call 808-643-5252 or visit spectrum.com/business today. Restrictions apply.
Who says you need a turkey, tree, or stuffed stockings to celebrate the season? Reinvent your holidays into something all your own with a special fixed-rate holiday loan from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union with rates as low as 1.99% APR for 12 months. Offer available for a limited time only. Visit hawaiiusafcu.com/holiday to learn more and apply. Loan details also available by calling 1-800-379-1300. Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Life matters. Insured by NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
At BMW, we made the ultimate range of SAVs. And because each of the 7 X-Range sports activity vehicles flawlessly balance dynamic power, spacious size, and sleek design, you can choose from a fleet that fits perfectly into your life. Like the versatile and bold X1, the unbelievably powerful X3, or the luxurious X7. No matter who you are, no matter where you're going, no matter what's next, there's an X to take you there.
For specials on new and pre-owned vehicles, visit BMWHawaii.com.
Voted Hawaii's best local coffee brand for years, Lion Coffee has been roasting since 1864 and is proud to introduce their new cold brew coffees. Available in 4 island-inspired flavors: classic, vanilla macadamia, toasted coconut, and mocha. These Lion cold brew coffees are made in Hawaii and conveniently available in 11-ounce cans at select grocery and convenience stores. Now you can enjoy a refreshing cold brew from Lion Coffee at home or on the go. It's the same roar in every pour, now in a can.
You're listening to Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu 92.7 FM and 1420 AM.
There's Moanalua. I now have a couple of the stalwart UH players The tackle on the right side, Il Manning. Left side, I'm sorry, Il Manning is with us. That was dumb. I know it's Pryor. I see it every week. And on the other side. So, I mean, it's fabulous to see you here, Ilm, because you're an interesting guy. You 6'4", 280 from Glendale, Arizona. How did you get here? What brought you to the University of Hawaii?
My coaches from high school, they just helped me. They helped me pick my film out there. They helped me to get here. So
right on. Yeah. So you was seen on the film, and then people came and talked to you.
Yep.
Well, you've been starting. It seems like forever.
Yeah.
It seems like more than 4 years, kind of. We'll get back to you in a second. Now, Jonah Laulu, and if you looked at Jonah, you would think he was from Kahuku, possibly. You could pass Jonah. 6'6", 280 pounds from Las Vegas. Again, you're a guy who has been pretty versatile. They had you playing some tight end last year. You had a touchdown pass in the Houston game. But now this year it's been pretty much on the D-line. And, you know, everybody says this about you. They said, man, that kid's explosive. How come he doesn't have more sacks? I'm saying if sacks were easy, everybody would have them. You have to work for sacks.
Yeah, especially in the 3-down, you really have to work for sacks. But, you know, I try my hardest to – put up some numbers or help the defense as much as I can.
You're quite disruptive, and that must, I guess, when you're playing your spot, that's the name of the game. How disruptive can I be?
Yeah. I mean, that's really our defense is, as Coach Graham says, we have a, explosive defense, we attack the line of scrimmage. That's how we're attack defense. So, that perfectly describes what we are.
I wanted to ask, I'll start with Ilma on this question. It just seemed like you guys absolutely dominated the line of scrimmage in the Wyoming game. I mean, I don't know if you know that their coach said to Coach Graham, they haven't been beat like that in the whole 8 years he was there. He's been there. It's like it was did you feel it? Could you feel like we're crushing this?
Yeah, definitely up front. We felt like we were doing what we were supposed to be doing up front, and we were very successful that game.
God, you were able to run it. You gave time to Shevin to throw it.
Yep.
I thought you guys really were not enough is made about this because it was great throw by Shevin and a great play by Jared Smart to go up and get it.
That was crazy.
But that doesn't happen. You don't get a guy time to throw 63 yards in the air unless the O-line's doing their job.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
That really was crazy.
That was a nice Hail Mary,
Yeah, it really was. That was like the whole shot. That was the Our Father, the Hail Mary, and the Glory Be. That was the whole package. Catholic people would get that. But anyway, it was terrific. I want to get then on in terms of the D-line, Jonah. I just thought this is Wyoming. They're a downhill running team, and they tried it. And Valladay's a good runner, and so is the Swen kid who came in, and they got they were just absolutely shot down. Could you tell they were becoming frustrated?
Yeah, you could definitely tell they were getting frustrated. I mean, they were switching out linemen, too. I noticed. I was like, seeing a new tackle at one point. I was like, have you been in the whole game? I don't even know. And then, but, yeah, you could definitely tell they were getting frustrated that it wasn't working. But, I mean, we knew what we were getting into when we went to this game, and we expected it to be a dogfight. But, I mean, I don't know what happened on their side.
Yeah, it didn't really work out to be a dogfight. That was a complete and utter domination, which I thought, because you guys had taken care of your business so well, I was a little crushed to hear initially that it didn't look like you'd get to the bowl game. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure everybody was disappointed when they heard it looks like there's too many guys qualifying. But as my late mom used to say, everything works out for the best, and this one has. Yeah. You're going to be playing on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
How fabulous is that?
That's nice. It's the
fourth. Is that 4 years?
Yeah.
4 bowls in 4 years.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yeah. Every year since freshman year, go to the bowl game.
It's absolutely wonderful. And I think my guess is you're going to get a sellout or as close to it as you can imagine for that game. And you guys still haven't seen the stadium sold out at this Ching. I mean, it's been first it was nobody, then it was 1,000, and then you got 5,000 or plus twice.
Right.
Yeah. I think this is the one.
I think it'll be better now because you don't have to be vaccinated now. You can get a test now, right, to go to the game.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
So I feel like it'll be way better for fans because I know there's a lot of people out there that aren't vaccinated. Yeah. So maybe they get a test, come to the game, support.
Well, and I'm understanding now that as of as if this game, there's going to be able to, the family can come together. They can bring the kids.
Yep.
Which is, again, fabulous stuff.
No, yeah, it's great for the kids to come.
Okay, I don't have all day with you guys, but I do want to get to this. Biggest moment you've had here, Elm?
At home?
Biggest moment?
No, are you home, away, in your career at UH?
Man.
Ooh, that's
What
hard.
jumps out?
Man.
Yeah, what about you, Em?
I would say the game against BYU, my second bowl game.
That was incredible.
That was a good game.
That was Zach Wilson.
That game was crazy.
That was their quarterback, right?
Yeah.
You guys kind of pretty much.
Yeah, that was probably my best game ever playing here at UH.
Oh, that was it was fabulous and very memorable, no
Yeah.
question. Jonah, how about you?
Well, I have no idea.
Wait, so 4 years?
I can't even think.
Coming up December 24th.
What was
I like that one.
There you go, man. No, that's Chris Hart saying maybe it'll be the best one is still in front of
It's
you.
the next one.
That's it. I love that, and I love the attitude, and it's been a joy to watch you guys play football here.
Thank you.
And I think you'll both be long remembered around here. I want to get to this real quick. We have to take a timeout, but I just want to wish you guys both the best. I hope you're going to get a shot in the NFL.
That's my dream. Yep.
I certainly think you're likely to get a look, I would think. Jonah, would you like to also play in the NFL?
Yeah, most definitely.
I wish you both the best of luck. Thanks so much for coming
Thank you for
on with
having
us.
us.
It was great to have you here. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back with Coach Graham. Call the Coach, Ruby Tuesday, ESPN, Honolulu.
Some people think of public workers as statistics, numbers, positions that are unnecessary. But public workers include police dispatchers, lifeguards, principals, and other school workers like safety and security specialists and educational assistants, public health nurses, and thousands more real people who play important roles that every community needs. So those public workers, we shouldn't take them for granted. They provide essential services that benefit us all. A message from HGEA.
Hi, this is Rick from Ruby Tuesday, Hawaii. Our team wishes you the happiest of holidays. Come in this month and get 15% off any local menu item ordered. If you haven't tried the sirloin steak stacker or Norman Simon, you're in for a huge treat. Wash it down with a Miller Coors Light for only $3.69 or get the award-winning Blue Moon for $4.69. Thanks, see you soon, and make every day a Ruby Tuesday.
Perfect. Oh, bleep, beep, boo, ba, boo, bleep.
Hey, honey, you pot with the Christmas lights?
Oh, baby, no worry. I get them all cherry synced up to the music that you like by Michael Bublé. Boo, blah, blah, blah. Go check them, go.
Honey, I don't think you're supposed to plug them all into our power strip.
See, baby, I knew you was going to say that. So I'm one step ahead of you and I went plug them into Jack's house outlet.
You plugged our lights into our neighbor's outlet? Please tell me you're kidding.
Absolutely not. How's that for resourceful? And yes, you can take me later, with the Mrs. Santa suit and the cookies in a cookie jar and the ice cream and little bit brownies. Hey, wait, hey, what is that? The whole street stay black out now.
Honey, it's Jack.
And what he like? Hey, Mele Kalikimaka, this is Uncle Bijo, and from all of us at the IBEW Local 1186, wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. Boo, ba-loop, bloop, blue, ba-boo, blee.
In today's hectic world, you could use a little more easy, like our digital loan applications that take paper out of the paperwork. It's the modern way to apply for a loan, whether you're on your computer at home, calling in by phone, or visiting us in person. Our touchless palm scanner uses biometric technology to confirm your identity. Just wave your hand. No more fumbling for your driver's license. And if you'd like to skip the teller line altogether, our self-service interactive teller machines give you instant control over most everyday transactions. Cash a check, deposit funds, or make loan payments. Now you can bank any way you choose. Easy is about offering more choices and helpful service that's always right by you. We're Hawaii State Federal Credit Union, and in a hectic world, easy sure feels good. Hawaii residency required for new accounts, federally insured by NCUA.
You're listening to Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu 92.7 FM and 1420 AM.
Ruby Tuesday for this Thursday edition of Call the Coach. We want to thank Cody Cook who did the first segment with us, and then we had Il Manning and Joe Moanalua, terrific young guys, and hope they both get their football dreams come fulfilled. Coach Graham back with us. Coach, we got a couple people. I'm going to start with a Facebook. This is somebody on Facebook. It's already practices open to the public leading up to the bowl.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the COVID protocols are. Obviously, we're fine with people coming and watching practice, but I don't know the distance they'd have to be and all that stuff. But I think I'm not great at this, but I think December 1st some things change. Yes. And so I obviously am open to. I love having our fans out, especially for bowl practices and things like that.
Sure.
So I would have no problem with that. Obviously, I don't know whatever the university policies are, we have to go by.
I have to say, I was going to those practices in Frisco last year for the Albuquerque Bowl in Frisco, Texas, which is still hard to get used to that idea. But, I love going to the practices there. I thought they were spirited.
Yeah.
I
like the fans being at practices. Yeah. I love the students, really coming to practice because it just creates a little bit more synergy. And when people are watching, it's just different. It's the same as having fans in the stands.
I'm going to have to get to these phone calls real quick if we're going to get everybody in. Let's start with Tyler. Tyler, you're on with Coach Graham. Tyler, you with us?
Hey, Coach.
Hey, how you doing?
Yes, I am. Hey, Coach, great win last Saturday. Really proud of the team. I have a quick question. So how do you feel about the energy and the culture in your locker room right now?
I feel good about it. We had a great practice today. Obviously, when you're not winning and things like that, it's tough. But the win in Wyoming, and it was a great locker room, and so I feel good about where our guys are, and I feel good about where we're at and how we're progressing.
All right, we thank you for that one. Let's move on. We got Paul, and Paul, I think, has a question on the outlook on the state. Hi, Paul. Go ahead.
Yes, hi, Bobby and Coach. God bless, Coach. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Thank you and the team to getting us to this bowl. Really terrific. And I'll be real quick. As an alumnus, I really love the fact that we have a stadium on campus, and I want it to be our permanent headquarters, our permanent stadium for the Warriors. I was just wondering how much of a hand you would have in determining that. I know they can build more seats in there, and I would love to just for the TC Ching to be the Warriors' permanent home. And I'll listen off the air. God bless everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
What I would tell you is obviously I don't make those decisions, but I can tell you when they ask my opinion, I completely agree with you. Matter of fact, one of my favorite things this year has been coming out of the tunnel and the student section right there in the end zone. And I just think it creates a special synergy on campus. I think obviously I want to thank those students for coming. I hope that we'll get a whole bunch of them out for the bowl game, but and all of our fans for coming. But I think being on campus creates a unique atmosphere. I think that it really impacts the campus life in a way that's just very, very unique. And that's just over years and years, 3 decades of being involved in coaching. So I would agree with you completely. So when they ask my opinion, that's obviously what I say. But it's not it's not that decision's way above my pay grade. But I can tell you that I agree with that. I think that's something that would really help our program, and I think create a tremendous atmosphere on campus. And I'm looking forward to seeing that Ching Field and Stadium packed, and obviously, in the near future we can expand that. And I think it's a very, very unique setting, and being on campus is really, really special for the students in university life.
Coach, this is Darryl. How are the transfer announcements going to affect recruiting?
Well, I think you look, it's pretty much everywhere. I think what's important is that you really stay focused on who we are and what our culture is and what we're trying to build. And so we just, the whole foundation of everything is relationship. And anytime that, I can tell you when we meet and we talk, anytime we lose one like to the transfer portal, we felt, that's a failure of our ability to build relationships. And because the key to building a program is having consistency and having people that are here, not 1 year and gone the next, but to build a program for people that love this place and that love each other and that are committed to each other. And so that's how it's going to affect it. I mean, we've had a couple of starters. I think there's been 5 or 6 guys since the season. Many people have 10, 15, 20 people in the transfer portal, and I think yesterday there were 500, almost 400 to 500 people. And that's, to me, it's something that I'm glad that I want everybody to have the opportunity to be where they want to be and to help do what's best for them. But on the same hand, I hope that works out for that many people, Coach, because that's something I don't like.
I'm not sure you can do this in 30 seconds.
Okay,
I'll try. Looking at former quarterback Brock Osweiler, is that the kind of quarterback you're looking for?
We want a quarterback that can elevate the other 10 guys on offense and the other 11 guys on defense and the whole locker room. And I think that's a person that has the intangibles of great leadership. And then we want guys that obviously can execute our offense in all aspects of whether it be throwing the ball, extending plays, and all those type things. But the bottom line, quarterback is about finding a winner.
Coach, this is not enough time.
No.
Very simple.
I did that as fast as I could.
We're dead out of it. Thanks so much for coming down. Appreciate it. We wish you the best
Thank
of luck
you so
in
much.
the bowl game.
Looking forward to seeing everybody at the bowl game.
No question. Thanks to everybody for coming. All of you have been great all year.
Thank you all so much.
And all of us at ESPN want to thank you, and also Rick Nakashima from Ruby Tuesdays. Thanks much.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Call the Coach with Todd Graham, presented by Paxa, Coors Light, and Ruby Tuesday Hawaii, and also brought to you by HGEA, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, and IBEW Local 1186. This has been an exclusive presentation of ESPN Honolulu. If you missed any of the show, catch the replay tomorrow morning at 11 or find it at espnhonolulu.com.
Perfect. Oh, bleep, beep, boo, boo, bleep.
Hey, honey, you pot with the Christmas lights?
Oh, baby, no worry. I get them all cherry synced up to the music that you like by Michael Bublé. Blah, blah, blah. Go check them. Go.
Honey, I don't think you're supposed to plug them all into our power strip.
See, baby, I knew you was going to say that. So I'm one step ahead of you now and plug them into Jack's house outlets.
You plugged our lights into our neighbor's outlet? Please tell me you're kidding.
Absolutely not. How's that for resourceful? And yes, you can thank me later, with the Mrs. Santa suit and the cookies in a cookie jar and the ice cream and little bit brownies. Hey, wait, whoa, hey, what is that? The whole streets, they black out now.
Honey, it's Jack.
And what he like? Hey, Melikaliki Maka, this is Uncle Bijo, and from all of us at the IBEW Local 1186, wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. Boo, ba-loop, bloop, blue, ba-boo, blee.
Paxa is Hawaii's premier technology provider and systems integrator. They harness the power of bleeding-edge technologies to help local businesses realize their full potential. Their team delivers customized IT solutions that enable nearly 400 commercial, government, and nonprofit organizations across the state to maximize opportunities and pursue innovation. To learn more, visit their website at paxa.com. That's PACXA.com.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Have you been to Midas Hawaii?
Hello, Tim here from Midas Hawaii, where we are more than just mufflers. We are complete auto care, rated #1 in customer service. We strive to make your experience more enjoyable, whether it be for a walk-in safety check 6 days a week, brakes to radiators, or oil changes and steering. With 6 locations on Oahu, 2 on the Big Island, 1 on Kauai, our goal is to expedite your service and get you back out on the road. We also want to help you save money. For great rates, check out our webpage at MidasHawaii.com for specials, online deals, for services such as oil change, safety checks, and maintenance packages. And let's not forget about our tire services too. Midas is a one-stop shop for all your car care needs and is proud to be locally owned and operated by the Pereira family. Come in today or call us for an appointment. Remember, it always pays to have the Midas touch.
You came for this, we do that. So we might as well.
This is ESPN Honolulu, KKEA Honolulu, AM 1420 and K224FR.